Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading a Venti listener by me. So let's get into it. Venti had a feeling that today would be a little bit too different than most days. Maybe he just had a hunch. Maybe it was being an Archon that made your senses so different, and perhaps suited to knowing when fate was about to play its game. But he never knew that he would stumble upon someone in such a predicament. He knew you. After all, you frequented the tavern with your friends whenever you had the opportunity, so he would be a fool not to know you. But still, you didn't look too good yourself right now, and he wanted to lend a hand and help, and that's why he went to your side, holding out his hand. Well, hello, dear friend. You seem to be in trouble yourself, so what's going on? He says lightly. And you look at him, and then his eyes drift down to your knees, seeing the blood that's spilling from them. And he immediately schools his face into one of calmness, not wanting to make you panic. Well, you're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Let me just carry you, and then I'm sure it will all be dealt with, he says. And you trust him. You've seen him a couple of times, and he's well known in Mondstadt. Not to mention, the Lukes seem to be friends with him as well. Well, friends meant kicking him out of the tavern and yelling at him, and for Venti to laugh as well. Whatever it was, you had no other choice. So you let him, and soon you were at home, and he laid you down on the bed, getting out his lyre. As you may know, I don't really have any Mora, and you don't seem to have any on you right now. So, let's do something else. How about I play you some music? And maybe Barbados, the Archon of Freedom, will bestow you with his blessing, and maybe you'll be healed, he says. And although you scoff and look away, shaking your head, he just chuckles, continuing anyway. But then, your leg really starts to heal, and you look at him in pure amazement and suspicion. What are you? You're just a bard. How would you do that? Well, I didn't do anything. It was Barbados who did that. Surely even the Animal Archon knows that I, Venti, am the best bard in all of Mondstadt. And you must have heard my prayers. Your prayers? I see. Well, Venti, thank you. You're a little bit suspicious, though. How come your prayers were heard so fast? I've been praying for years to find someone who would be joining me in my travels. You see, as a traveler myself, I get into a lot of trouble, and yet I can't seem to find a traveling partner at all. And it is oh so lonely to journey on your own. You say, and he nods, looking at you with sad eyes. I understand, traveler. That's why, as someone who has traveled far and wide as a bard, to hone my skills, of course. What kind of bard would I be if I didn't know songs from far and wide into that? But being alone is not really a good way to travel. It makes you very sad. And also, what I wanted to say is, since you're a traveler and I'm a traveler too, in a way, what if we travel together then? Unless you have a specific destination that doesn't match my own. You look at him, and suddenly your eyes glow in interest. Wait, so you want to be my traveling partner? Really? I do. I mean, why would I offer if I didn't want to? Well, I mean, it's just so sudden. But I would love to. I've always found you interesting, Venti, and I would like this opportunity to get to know you better. You say, and he smiles. Because Venti knows a lot, more than you do, and he knows that your fates are intertwined, and he was meant to meet you one day or another. And although if he wanted, he could find out exactly how you were going to play a role in his life, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to spoil his own fate. He wanted to let life play its game, to be surprised, to see things in a different light. And if you were going to help him with that, then he would be delighted, of course. He would love this, to do something new and experience life differently. And so, your journey began. It was full of a lot of accidents. Maybe one of your team getting injured sometimes. Sometimes, Venti having to hunt for you, which is not a skill that you actually knew that he had, but he was very good at it. And also, something else entirely was how he wrapped his arm around you in the cold, hummed a song for you amidst the fire, how the two of you would light up. And when you fell asleep late at night, the moon lighting up the skies, and the place beside you, the fire and its light reflecting on your face, meant you could only look at you and wonder just where fate would take you to. Maybe there would be something in stone for him that you would never expect, something a lot more different than what he usually got. But he is simply a bard, and although he hardly ever liked the games and plays of fate, perhaps this one time he will partake in its performance and see how things play out. Not as an audience member, no, but someone partaking in the act itself. And who knows, maybe he will like it, as he willingly obstructed his own view, not wanting to know anything, but to go into this blindly with the interesting human that was you. And maybe one day, by complete coincidence, you will find out that this traveler bard that's been wandering with you was Barbados all along.